Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you've come down from our last TV match. What a finish that was. Black's in a little bit of trouble because it's kind of engulfed in the reds there. Both these players will be thinking sometime soon of how to get that out and get it in a more potable position. So, tried the long red there, unfortunately. Came up empty-handed and is gifted a chance for Frank to get in first. You got to really feel for Michael Kotick. That last match just had a beautiful black on the final black in the final frame, but then unfortunately went in and off on the white. But I believe he might still be in the main tournament draw. I'd have to take a look at the bracket. I don't have that in front of me. But if you go into our description of YouTube, you can click on the link. Bit of fortune right there from Frank, lifting the hand and acknowledging the fluke for that pink going into the left middle. So, Frank draws first blood and has got a nice little safety shot there, clipped off the back. Came off 3 cushions and got almost tightly with the 4th cushion onto the bulk. In store for a little tactical affair. And we're welcome back into the booth. The man, the myth, the legend. Well, unfortunately, he's passed away, but we got even better David Lynch here in the booth. How you doing, buddy?
Somehow I have returned. I've gone viral, apparently, so the fans wanted it, they get it.
That'd be interesting. I wonder how many hits you got on the internet when you just posted
God.
David Lynch is at the Nenagh Open.
And that's the cheat code people don't realise.
Did they also realize that David Cassidy is here and Mike Judge?
It's like there's plenty of familiar faces around the place. But, I see we're focusing on Noel Gleeson and Frank Sarsfield here at the moment.
Yeah, two fellow Irishmen. Maybe you can give us some insight on both these players, as you probably know them a little bit better than I do.
Well, of course, Noel is a club mate of myself here in Nenagh, and a very good one at that. Back-to-back under-21 Irish champion this year and last year. Extremely aggressive player, but at the right time. Knows when to go. And Frank then, a super player. Probably Limerick's most prolific player as far as I know, St. John's in recent years anyway. He's always at the latter stages of tournaments and has plenty of titles to his name. Over 55s champion, I believe, in recent years too. Frank's just a super watch. But this is a mouth-watering game, in my opinion. It could go either way.
Seems like the battle of the old guard taking on the new.
Well, that's it. Noel is barging his way in the last few years. Come on leaps and bounds in the last 2 to 3 years, and just really taken off. Of course, Noel is, I'm sure has been mentioned already, is Mark's brother. Mark's just a couple of years older, and Mark is also super talent.
Yeah, this Gleeson clan, it's taking over the world over here in Irish snooker.
Yeah, it's funny is we have 3 Gleasons on our first team at the moment for the All Irelands and the Munsters every year. So everyone thinks they're all related. We're related in some capacity with obviously 2 brothers and a far distant cousin. But they're just top class.
Well, maybe somewhere way down the line there could be some relation.
Oh, I think we found out there is, but they like to call him Uncle Tom. I don't know if he's too happy about that, but he's no choice, because if he's not too happy, we'll all just start calling him Uncle Tom eventually, just to wind him up a bit more.
Yes, got the two Davises in the booth in this final match of day 2 between Frank Sarsfield and Noel Gleeson. David Lynch and I'm David Burney. We've got an active chat here on the Ox Billiards YouTube page where you can find this great action. Definitely let us know who you're cheering for if you have any comments or questions. David actually does a lot of media work here for the New Institute Snooker Club here in Nenagh. So if you want to ask him anything, feel free to fire any questions away.
Noel went for the super thing cut there, just missed by a fraction. Looks like he's going to get another chance at it here. If he does get it right, it could be lethal. He had a connection and he's landed relatively safe. But you never know with Frank. Frank's not shy from taking on these long pots. He surprises everybody.
Just a little pacey.
Well, obviously, the pot wasn't on. I thought that left red was sticking out a bit more than it was. But he opted for the obvious safety. Oh no, that could be costly. I think Noel only has the one real option here. Maybe two. Oh, he's right to the left or right to the right middle pockets. So let's see what he's going to do. Noel, of course, had a long battle with Dan Merrigan last night. That went on until about 1:15. Finished up 4-3 to Dan. So he would have been sore coming out of that. And they actually played the same fixture in a semi-final in the North in Belfast last month, where Noel came out victorious and went on to win the tournament at the same score of 4-3. So he would have been feeling a bit sore last night, hoping to make up something here today. Hopefully it hasn't weighed too much on him.
I don't think it weighed too much on Dan as he rattled off a 1-3-8 earlier today.
Dan was very impressive again today. Dan will be the son of Stephen Merrigan, who's also a fine snooker player from Roadstone Club up in Dublin. Very impressive members up above. Now, where's this white going? Safe. It's a good shot considering where Frank was there.
And he's just broken up that red and blue, so that's nice to see. The blue now more available than it was before. Oh, that white ball's finding the bottom of the pocket. Started wonderfully for Noel.
There's a great opportunity for Frank to get in. This is Frank's game right here now in this raid.
Don't think he rolled enough for that pink into the top right, but he does have the black into the right middle. Certainly great to see in our last master matches. This room was buzzing.
It was.
Rodney and I couldn't even see into the room from our broadcast booth. Luckily, we have these monitors.
It's safe to say it's as full as I think I've ever seen the club. The crowd just came in off the street, and it wasn't raining outside, so they didn't come in for cover. The snooker has drawn in the fans, thank God. But no, a nice crowd came in there, and some have travelled actually from Limerick to watch the likes of Frank and John Thorpe here tonight. So fair play to them. It is a Friday night, people have plans, but to go out your way to come and support your club mates, regardless of what club you play with, it's great to see.
Is there any special holiday on Monday? Or is it a regular work day? Or are we going to have to...
No, luckily we have a bank holiday Monday this week, so Sunday night is a free hit from us, and we actually have the county. You've probably mentioned, it's been mentioned already, the county final here for the hurling for Nenagh. The last one in 95, 30 years ago. So hopefully it's a win for the lads. But even if it isn't, Nenagh is going to be the hotspot in Tipperary this weekend. So it should be very interesting Sunday night.
Because don't forget, Monday it's scheduled for 3 p.m. That's when the final of this great tournament will go down.
Well, every player wants to be in the semis, but unfortunately 4 players are going to have to sacrifice the events of Sunday night to have a few glasses of water, an early bedtime, and try go for that 7K. Just for some locals as well that would be familiar with Andy McCloskey, native of Portroe, not the USA. You might notice there's a USA flag beside his name. I know I'm going to put the question to who did Andy allege himself to the United States for this tournament, or was it a decision by others?
Was not my decision. So I'm staying clear of that.
So we can take it up with Andy.
You can take it up with Andy and maybe even Christian as well. I think Andy as co-tournament director probably would override anyone, but
well, in fairness to Andy, he has the pleasure of representing the US next month in the World Championships in Qatar. I think it's Qatar, is it?
Correct,
I could
yes.
be wrong. And he's representing the USA, so he's more than entitled to have that flag beside his name in this tournament.
But let us know how you feel out there on the stream. We've got some people tuning in. Probably a fair amount of Irish people, as it is Friday evening. How do you feel about Andy McCloskey's decision to don the stars and stripes, not the green, white, and gold?
It's players like Noel you get very frustrated watching as a player yourself, because he makes the game look so easy at times. He's just the way he goes about it. It just looks like the pockets are twice the size they are in every shot. And as nice as it is to watch as a player, it's extremely frustrating. I just think, why can't I do that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are misbelieved when they tune into the pro circuit. Like, this is not that hard of a game. Look at these guys are putting pockets in like no tomorrow, running centuries here and there. Well, put your hand on the table and try a shot, and you'll see how difficult this game really is.
Exactly. And as you're saying, these lads are top of their game, and then you're going to the pro game is another step up again. So I just, it's a lot of time and determination. I don't know how they do it, but they do it somehow.
Yes, it is a sacrifice. It is a discipline. You have to put that time in. I think natural ability will only get you so far in the sport. You've got to put in the time practicing. Once heard that Ronnie O'Sullivan was potting over 20,000 balls a week.
Yes, 100% is pure dedication, and it's missing a lot of. Oh, very close there. It's missing a lot of probably family occasions and things that people take for granted. If you want to really get to the top level, but that's what it takes for any elite sport, really, I suppose. So.
Definitely the individual sports.
Definitely the individual. You have to carry yourself. No one's going to do it for you. His first frame is set up really well to finish with the gap in between. Frank ahead. One shot could change everything here if Noel gets it right. Frank gets the next shot. It's near basically you could call the frame over, but it's really hanging in the balance.
Yes, although it's early, it would be almost fluked that off the yellow. But it would be a colossal steal if Noel could take this.
Frank got a little bit too much on that. I think more than he wanted.
It's a nice little area there with that green and brown. Kind of acts as one big ball in prime position to get behind to get a snooker.
I just noticed Stephen Shore is cheering on Noel here. Stephen is a member in the club as well, and he's past All-Ireland pitch and putt champion.
Oh.
And also a very fine-handed snooker. He actually pulled off the moment of the year in Killarney last year, plotting an unbelievable blue to win a game for our 4th team. It was the first time 4 teams for one club got out of the group stages in Killarney, and it was a very exciting event. But he's well used to pressure as from being out in the pitch and putt course. He's a big part of the pitch and putt club here in Nenagh, and they have the facilities out there just as good as we have it here. It's unbelievable in the last 10 years what they've done out there. So a good shout out there to Stephen, who's obviously tuning in, and fair play.
So do you guys have an established pitch and putt tour?
I'm not experienced enough to speak about it, but I do know that the lads are playing most weeks throughout obviously the more generous months of the year that it's not hailing us and thundering down on us. But Stephen is a very committed pitch and putt player, and it's paid off over the years with there's thousands of players around the country, and for a while there he was top of all of them, you know, and he got the big one there 2 years ago. So to be talented in multi-sports is brilliant from anyone. We hope to see Stephen down here over the weekend. Hopefully he comes down and pays us a visit.
Well, the free ball is there.
Deciding to go back. Sorry there. He's deciding to go back. It must be a fine angle here.
I think, David, with your great media work, there has been quite a buzz. People have been hearing about this tournament throughout Ireland.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, you push a few buttons, it's amazing what can happen, you know. Like, for years here, look, the committee have always done a great job, and they do what they can, but with how time moves on and stuff, and people get older, certain things bypass them, and especially online aspects for the older generation just isn't a no-go, or is a no-go, and they don't seem to understand that that's the way of the world now. It's not newspapers are great. We were in the Guardian every week, every second week, but that can only go so far now. A lot of people don't buy the paper anymore. Everything's you have a mobile, everything's there in front of you in your hand, so we just get out as much as we can, and I can happily say it has paid off in the last 2 years, because we do have numbers coming in the door, and people here in the town aren't even aware that the club is here, and they've lived here all their lives because they just haven't sourced it or heard about it or for whatever reason, but once they find it, it's a hidden gem.
Well, maybe you can call out some of those Irish celebrities who come on down.
Oh.
What's you two up to these days? I think
about
they
that.
like the snooker.
I think Bono has a heavy schedule at the moment.
What about PM to be Conor McGregor?
No comment. That's a tricky subject.
And maybe the great filmmaker Neil Jordan.
We have a lot of Irish acting and directing has gone up in the world in the last few years as well, thank God.
Mm-hmm. Ken Loach, The Wind That Shakes the Barley, a great movie.
Unbelievable. We had The last time I remember celebrity being here, obviously snooker related, was probably going back 19, could be nearly 20 years now, I think. I could be wrong. We had Ken Doherty and Ronnie O'Sullivan do an exhibition, but they didn't do it in the club. It was so big, tickets went so fast, we had to host it in the hotel, the Abbey Court. So there was about 350 at that. And it was very successful. And of course we had Sean Murphy here last year. Sorry, I forgot about Sean. Sean put on a very good exhibition.
Yeah, he's dynamite.
We
He
had this-
really engaging.
Very good with the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
We had this room packed out, and obviously it was a one-table event, so we could fill the room a bit more. So it was just brilliant.
Well, I was going to let Rodney know the story because in the last match we were talking a little bit about Alex Higgins. So there's a Canadian music producer by the name of Daniel Lenoir. Not sure if you know about him.
Never heard it.
Okay. Well, you probably will know some of these people that I start to talk about. Daniel got working with Brian Eno. Not sure if you know him.
Not ringing a bell, I'll be honest.
Well, hopefully this next one will ring a bell because Dan was over here working with Brian, working with a certain band called U2.
Okay.
Do we know who they are?
We're starting to hear something here now.
Okay. So they're producing the Joshua tree over here. Now these big rock stars obviously know all each other, and Ronnie Wood rang at Bono and said, "Hey, why don't you come over to my place? We're just having some fun. Just come on over." So Bono said, "Hey, Dan and Brian, you want to go over to Ronnie Wood's place?" They're like, "Sure." So they went over there, and there's a roar of applause. So something big might have happened in the room.
Must have had a sentry somewhere.
Possibly. Hopefully some of our research team can report back. So. Looks like Rodney is on a 102, 104 right now. So the applause was going. It's been a long day for Rodney. He left home at 6:30 this morning, half past.
He left home to come and co-commentate, I believe, and now he's drawn in the crowd on the table
Yeah,
with a century plus.
A late dropout has given him the opportunity to come into this tournament. So potential 129 here. Lights the fan in that first frame. The century break. Back to our featured table.
13 black.
We still have this 12-point gap. Battle over this last rail is becoming very serious.
And now back to story time with the Daves.
Yes.
So, Bono, maybe even the Edge, and Dan and Brian went to Ronnie Wood's place, and if you can imagine Ronnie Wood's house, it's a palace, huge room. They come in, snooker room is just phenomenal. Just a table, all by itself, just in this magical room, kind of steps going down to it, so it's really isolated, just pristine equipment. They're all in a little awe of it, as Daniel Lenoir, the Canadian, very loves his Q Sports. And then all of a sudden, this gentleman just was enjoying a few adult beverages, just stumbles into the room, gets on the table, and just whacks in a 136. Alex Higgins was that guy.
Of course it was. Who else? Who else would turn up to Ronnie Wood's house? That was probably one of the more relaxed nights they had in
so.
a Rolling Stones venue.
Ooh, Frank, he's just left it too on that miss.
Rare moment out of Frank there.
It's a bit fortunate as that yellow's quite safe on the left cushion.
So Stephen Shore has updated us. He's not in the house because he's up the country playing in the All-Irelands. Obviously in a pitch and putt. So I was thinking, alright, Steve would be paying us a visit if he was around. So best of luck up there, Steve.
Sounds like he'll be paying us a visit on Sunday.
Hopefully. Oh yeah, see Sunday. I missed that part. I stopped at the full stop. My mistake.
And I flew halfway across the world to get here. And this is in your backyard, Dave. What's going on?
I had a match today. That was a very unorthodox shot from Frank. A lot of spin on that white. Finn probably took the pace out of it. He was hoping to get up around that brown and green, I'd imagine. I don't think Frank has something to think about here.
Certainly went forward, 12 points in it. 27 on the table. That needs to pull up a little bit. Pull up, well.
That yellow's after taking a momentous bounce off that bottom cushion.
Surprised if Noel takes us on. First frame, 0-0. Best of 7. Definitely a lot of snooker in front of us.
It's not for a want to try, and this yellow just doesn't seem to want to get home, but I don't think it's going to have much choice here.
Yeah, just needs to get the ball colors to get the snooker's required stage.
As good as it is, people coming in to watch these tournaments, some players wouldn't be used to crowds. I'm not saying Frank is one of them, but the spotlight can throw things off a bit, and that was very uncharacteristic of Frank. Would have nearly put the house on him potting that green. It is very warm in here. There are a lot of bodies around. Things do get tense. So the quality of these players is not to be questioned at all. It's unfamiliar circumstances.
Yeah, it's one thing playing friendly with a friend, just batting around some balls and stuff like that. Maybe got a few euros on it, but this is a whole different kind of pressure.
As you see, he follows up the last shot with that good pot, great pot there. He might be unlucky.
Yeah, the nap's going to take that in.
Got no luck there, Frank. And just a second on what I just said, actually, Frank coincidentally has played in the Crucible in Sheffield under immense pressure in the over 50 Masters. So he'd be well used to an environment like this, if not more extreme. But the bodies here are closer. It's a very close-knit setup where you have people eyes on you from all angles right up to you. So it can have that effect.
Always tough. I think having ball in hand in the D and those left or right, either yellow or green, balls on. You see that a lot. They don't drop.
Well, with Dan Morgan getting 2 wins, this is basically a knockout match, so everything is so vital, measured, and the players are probably thinking things they wouldn't usually think. Excuse me.
Nice green, just ran a bit too far for the brown. Just be able to clip off the bottom, come off the right cushion, get near the black.
That could be vital. Frank is going to utilise the free ball here, taking the blue. I think I've heard him nominate.
Now, is that actually a free ball? Because he has ball in hand. So he can put it anywhere in the D.
Yeah, you're actually... Maybe the blue must be compromising with the pink.
Just,
guess.
yeah, tough to see from our vantage point, but...
Imagine it is.
Too bad we didn't have a few more cameras on the table. It's just nice to see that angle. But these players at the table have the best vantage point, so...
Well, I would imagine where the pink stopped obstructing him, I think the blue must have started on the other side, so... It was just, obviously from above sometimes it doesn't look as clear.
Big chance here for Noel. Steal this frame that he's been trailing.
That's probably right where Noel wants to be now at the moment.
Oh my goodness.
Curse of the commentator.
It's just tournament pressure. Even happens in the first frame or even a deciding frame.
Both players kind of had plenty of opportunities to take down his frame, and it's just Frank took his opportunity now, or is taking his opportunity. Double
double kiss. A good place for that is across the channel in France.
It's a super shot, super snooker from Noel there. Frank is going to have to use the side cushion rather than, I don't think the swerve is going to do it for him, or the side.
Played.
Great shot from Frank there.
Always tough with the one cushion. If you have the two cushion escape, a bit more lenience to hit your object ball.
Jake Byrne has arrived back in the building. Jake was our qualifier here. He qualified for the tournament through the club tournament. And he ended up in a group with Davy Morris, ex-pro, who he managed to take a frame off, which was welcomed with applause from everyone in the area. Jake was back playing just recently, the last few years. He played as a junior at a very good level, and he's slowly getting back to his old ways.
Enough so. That pink Frank Sarsfield takes this first frame by a scoreline of 71-49, and we'll step aside and come right back with frame 2 of this featured match at the 2025 Nenagh Open. And we're back here with frame 2. David Burney in the booth with David Lynch. Never thought I'd say that, but I did.
Dreams do come true, Dave.
And Frank's back in it.
Just for anyone watching that doesn't have the scores in front of them, we have 3 other games going on at the moment that aren't being streamed. And as I can see here, we have Tommy O'Donoghue from Limerick is up 1-0 against Aaron Goldrick from Cavan. Then we have, obviously, Andy and Rodney are on our other stream. Rodney's leading 1-0. Tom Gleeson is 2-0 up against Dylan Reese from Dungarvan. And our own Tom Gleeson, of course, a member here, and Mark Walsh, a member here, is 3-1 ahead of John Thorpe of St. John's in Limerick. So they're the current scores. And that last match, that frames at the balance, which Mark is on the table, John on the scoreboard, it's a few points ahead, but I think it might be around even.
It's a nice blind cut there on that black for Frank. And thanks for that update, Dave. Go around the room.
I think most, if not all, of our games tonight are kind of winner stays in, and whoever happens to lose will go into our second tournament. It's the last 16 competition. And I will kick off at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
And looking at that scoreboard on that screen, you might want to take a picture. It looks like all Irish flags except for one American
There's
flag.
one skeptical American flag up there. Questionable, at least, but it's there.
At least we could just change his name to maybe Andy Klusky.
Andy, yeah, take the Mac out. Andrew.
Frank just might have been a little put off by the crowd. Remember, it's close seating. You got to act like statues. We appreciate all the people coming in. But remember to give these players the respect. They're concentrating high. A lot is at stake. Some good money to win, but also a nice trophy to have.
Just on that, Dave, actually, I must say, the people that have come in have been very, very good, because it is very easy to, especially when you're not in here often, to know how to conduct yourself and stuff, and phones ring and people cough, and look, these things happen, but I think I've only heard one phone ring in the last 2 days, and it's a genuine accident, it's just something somebody wouldn't be thinking of. So the spectators have been brilliant for the last 2 days, and long may it continue, especially when it gets to the very vital parts of the tournament, when big things are at stake.
Yeah, we'll definitely have our two referees, Ernest Spazimer and head referee Desislava Boszhilova. When we get down to those final stages, they'll be at the table, so they'll be keeping the crowds in control as well. Desi obviously fresh off refereeing the 2025 World Snooker Championship in Sheffield, England, so she definitely knows how to conduct herself. And Ernst, who is originally from the Netherlands, now lives in America, is really taking the refereeing all seriousness, and it's great to see. Need more people like that to come out and referee, scorekeep, organize tournaments.
Ernest had a massive victory here last night. I'm not even sure if he's aware of how big it was. Ryan Cronin is one of our tournament favourites here, and Irish number one. To overcome Ryan 4-2 was absolutely brilliant, and I think he had a high break of 72 along the way, which wouldn't be a regular occurrence for himself, from what I believe. But to pull out that win yesterday was astronomical. It really shone the group up in the air, and unfortunately, after today's result, Ernest ended up coming third in the group somehow. But that win alone was a victory that anybody would be looking for this weekend. I have to be honest, I didn't see this this game with Frank and Noel go in this direction. It just shows you sometimes it doesn't play out as you think. I thought it was going to be a extremely aggressive match, but it's really turned into a safety match.
I don't think he'll be putting him back. He'll take his 4 points, and it's going to make his red relatively easy into the top left corner. Can draw back for the black. Some open reds, so it's game on here for Frank. Doesn't mind being a bit high on it. Come into the top cushion. It's got that 5th red on the bottom, the lower one. Kind of a V there. Put it into the same pocket where that black rattled it in. Oh, but he might have gone a little too far. Fortunate enough, he might have that pink in the left middle, or there is a path. See, definitely tough to see sometimes by our TV monitors, but it looks like he's taking it on.
Good black, good solid black by Frank there.
Maybe he just wanted to take another lap around the table. As you said, that was a great black. Maybe the adrenaline was pumping a little bit.
We see what Noel is capable of here. Squeeze it in.
This is getting up close and personal with the crowd right there. Yeah, it seems like if you just get a good break to going, then he'll feel some fluency. Definitely love to get this frame, so at least he can get one on the board. Never in a match until you get that first frame on the board.
Looks like he fancies this blue. Lots of room for a finish. Mark Walsh's game has just gone 3-2. Well, I say just gone, probably it's about 5 minutes into the next frame. It's 3-2 to Mark and Sean Torpy. That's what we're keeping an eye on. Mark was up 3-0. Torpy is starting to get into his flow that we all know is lethal. The tornado, very hard to stop.
Just a small little 13 break there by Noel. Frank's still leading this second frame 51-13. Lots of points still on the table, so anybody's frame here.
It really shows the calibre of player in this tournament. The fact that no matter what happens here after this match, Frank Sarsfield or Noel Gleeson will be not involved in the main event anymore, and they're two names that come up in any tournament that's on in the country. They're always thereabouts for the win. So such is the entry to this with international players and everything, that it pits such big names to have to exit the tournament early. So Tom Gleeson has just gone 3-0 up against Dylan Reese. and they have broken off into their next frame. Dylan, a fierce competitor, a world champion, disability world champion, 2025, and then Shaw was earlier this year. Noah now trying to find his way back into this frame. Red's not in ideal locations, but he might be able to maneuver some.
He's not even looking at this potential double.
No, I think that may be a bit risky at this stage.
Yeah?
That gap can be very misleading between the Reds. It's could be a complete horror show when you attempt something like that and you think, just the first thing you think after is, why did I do that? It looks straightforward, but very far from it. Just good land well. It's a good result for Frank there. He was kind of aiming down into no man's land and he's landed very well. Well, maybe there's more here than it looks. Oh yeah, no, it was covered. Thought as much. Just an update there on Aaron Goldrick from Cavan and Tommy Dunham from St. John's and Limerick's match. They've now gone 1-1. So they are just starting their third frame on table 1. As you can see, Frank is 1-0 up here against Noel. We have Rodney gone 2-0 against Andy McCloskey. Tom Gleeson is 3-0 ahead of Dylan Reese. And Mark Walsh is 3-2 up on John Torpey. So all games are still there to be won.
Oh, looks like Frank has a shot to nothing here. That red is just about the black. Don't think on the angle clipping off, he'll head into that black from this red.
And I think he's got away with that.
I think the pink's covering that red that's close to the top right corner.
This bottom red might be advertising itself. I think Noel's looking at it now. Bypass the pink. And looking, funny enough, if he does get it right, it could be landed perfect on the black.
Oh, it was there, but the double kiss. And he's given Frank options. Red to the top right corner, red to the left middle. See, red into the corner pocket. Makes him nice for the black. Frank already with the lead in this frame, looking to extend it. You might just make sure of the blue and go in and out. Tough color to develop either of these reds on the side cushion.
I think I'm going to have a tag team partner here. I think I'm going to tag out
All right.
soon after this frame. I think
Definitely.
next frame I'm going to let someone else join the party.
Sounds good, David. We're always appreciative of you coming in, providing your insight, and as well what you're doing with the media, with this fantastic club here. But, I know there might be some bias, though. Mark Gleason coming in, Noel Gleason at the table.
We might have to answer a few questions in the coming weeks, but Mark and Noel are brutally honest about it. We won't have to worry about that.
Yeah, well, we're taught us commentators, you can't have any bias. As much as sometimes we get accused of it, we're definitely cheering for both players, wanting to have a good match. .38 and 43 on. Frank just needs red and color just to the snooker's required stage.
So these are the moments where you think, do I go? Do I not? Especially after all the hard work in the frame lasting so long, do you put it all into one shot, or do you wait for an easier opportunity? Mark Walsh and John Thorpe is now 3-3. So John Thorpe has pulled that back from 3-0. Noel went for that there and unfortunately came up short.
There's the red he needs. Now he just needs a color.
limited to the pink here by the looks of it. Yeah, it is a generous angle.
Apologies, puts them up 39. So.
My voice is going. Too much talking for the last few days. But there was some extreme caution in that shot from Frank.
He's got the snooker behind the blue.
Nice control there from Noel.
Well, 32 in it. 25 or 27, I should say, are on the table.
Oh, this looks fairly straight, so be interesting to see where Frank's Goggins at this stage.
Pretty as a picture, and that's a concession there by Noel Gleason. He trails 2-0. We'll be right back with the third frame, but thank you very much, Mr. David Lynch, for providing your insight. Keep up your great work, and hopefully you can pay us another visit over this weekend. Good luck to... Are you in the second chance or the main event?
Second chance in the morning, so the draw is on tonight after these games, and I'll know who my competitor is for possibly 10 a.m, 12:30 tomorrow morning.
All right. Best of luck, and hope you get a good night's sleep, and I'm pretty sure you'll do well tomorrow.
Thanks very much.
All right. Take care.
No, that's
And welcome back, everybody, to our featured match here to finish off day 2. Frank Sarsfield taking on Noel Gleason. And I'm joined in the booth by Mark Gleason.
Hi, Dave.
Hello, hello. Any relation?
Yeah, he's my brother. Yeah, so.
Okay, good to
I
know.
have a cousin on the other table as well.
It's very interesting sometimes,
Yeah.
you know. Some people, I think there's Tommy O'Donoghue and Brendan O'Donoghue, but there's no relation.
No,
Well,
different
not that-
counties completely. Yeah. But,
We haven't gone that far back. There's probably some relation
maybe,
somehow.
yeah. I haven't really asked him that now.
So how have you been finding the tournament so far?
Oh, brilliant, yeah. So we've been talking about it for a long time and it's finally here and it's been fantastic. We've been doing up the lights and we got new cloths in last week as well. The Libra winds, they're fantastic. They're very quick. They're nearly too quick for some people, including myself. But no, it's fantastic. Especially now tonight, there's a great buzz around and there's a good atmosphere in the club. It's a good shot from Frank there.
Yeah, in previous match we did see a little old versus young, Joe Delaney going against Michael Koptic of Poland. And unfortunately, Michael went in off on that final black. So I'm not sure if we're going to see that here, the old taking over the young guard.
Yeah,
Pretty sure your brother wants to stop the bleeding here. He's trailing 2-0.
yeah, definitely, yeah. Even in that match, Joe Delaney was 3-0 up and he was brought back to 3-3 and then it went down to the final black.
Yeah, I'm just talking to him in the post-match interview. He definitely, he's flying out, and then he just kind of got a little complacent. He fully admitted he kind of let his guard down a little bit, and then getting into that decider kind of woke him up a little bit, and he did see in that match how he fought hard.
How have you been enjoying Nenagh?
It's been fantastic. Seen a little bit of the city. Obviously, we're rating, like, I would say the city center probably right around here, as much as it's not a sprawling metropolis. 9,000 people, I believe, live in the city. So, but everyone's been incredibly nice, making me feel right at home.
That's good. You'll
And
always get that here anyway.
And the weather as well is making me feel like at home. This is pretty much identical for Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada weather.
Yeah,
Rainy, cold, but not too cold.
not as cold as Canada maybe, is it?
It's true. We're on with Vancouver, we're on the west side of the Rocky Mountains. So when the winter months come along, pretty much everyone on the east of the Rockies would get snow and temperatures below freezing. Because are you in Celsius or Fahrenheit over here?
We're in Celsius. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of a lot of people going to Vancouver recently, from around Nenagh, really. It's between Vancouver or Sydney. A lot of young people my age are going to these places.
Just kind of trying to coordinate some things with our referee Desi. She just wanted to take a look at the Rodney, Goggins, and McCloskey, but it looks like everything has been ironed out. Just had to respot some balls after a foul and a miss, so they're back in action on the table. So looks like all is good. That's why I had a little radio silence there. That was your key mark to take away with the commentary.
Not experienced enough there. Frank had a good chance though. There, Noel potted the blue, but the red followed in, so Frank had a good chance. It's been a cagey enough match so far. The first frame, as you know, went down to the colours, down to the wire.
That's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Hitting the horns. Stop that ball from going up into the bulk area. So, good opportunity for Frank. High value colors are on their spots.
Good on the black here now. Another good chance.
I think Frank might be kicking himself if he isn't able to take the frame with this visit.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. It's one when you're in practice, you feel like you should clear them really.
Just putting together nice, short, compact shots. It's like he's got the angle on this black for that. Those two reds kind of on top of each other. Maybe the one in the middle.
Yeah, kind of the one in the middle. He's missed it, but he still has one there to the right of the cluster. He might play up for the pink, or maybe the blue. They both seem to be not playing at their best today.
No, it's these tournaments can be long.
Yeah.
But for them, they've definitely been around the game of snooker for quite a while, so they're fully aware that the days can go on. But the team behind the scenes, Brendan O'Donoghue and Andy McCloskey, have put together a nice format and schedule. So players are aware of their match times. They can disappear. They don't have to stick around in the room.
Definitely. Nenagh is not a huge town, so you can't go too far.
But some of our out-of-towners might be able to just go back to their flats, or if they're from the Nenagh area, they can maybe go home for a quick little cat nap, re-energize.
Yeah, it's a long weekend. A lot of I was playing a few frames with Andy Lee on Tuesday night, so he's here for up until Monday or Tuesday as well. So it's a long out stint, and you need to make sure you get your recovery and make sure you're just ready for your games, I suppose. What has been your favourite game to commentate so far, Dave?
That previous match, a lot. With Joe Delaney going up 3-0, and then young Michael roaring back to tie 3-3, and then just who could have thought that wonderful black that Michael cut in, and then he went in off.
Yeah, it was one of those that you could say was unlucky, but I suppose the pockets never move and the angle was there. But he was still very unlucky. It was a great pot on the black.
Yeah, it's nice to see there's a good, some players obviously by their standards are struggling with fluency. But no disrespect to the players back home in Canada and America, but it's not the standard that's here. And when I saw the schedule, and these were best of 7 matches, and they're allotting 2.5 hours. If I did that back home, I'd be fitted for a straitjacket. as the matches go a little bit longer than that. So that's why sometimes we have to have shorter format matches.
See, there's 2 matches finished on in the 8 p.m. session.
Yeah, it's like Tom Gleason has defeated Dylan Rees. And Mark Walsh has taken out John Torpey.
Yeah, a lot of the games this evening are, especially, I think there's 4 games this evening, or even 5. I think all 5. There's writing in them like they're nearly knockout games because each opponent needs to win to stay in the into the main event. So it adds for great excitement.
Yeah, it's still a tough pill to swallow when you're not in the main event. As much as the second chance event will go, and still some potential to win a little bit of money, but you do want to hoist that trophy on Monday. It's a great sense of accomplishment, great payoff for all that hard work, all the time that you've put in to practice this great game.
Definitely, and it's great to say, or if whoever wins, it'd be great to say that you were the first to win this inaugural event. I know the Nenagh Open has been going on for many years, but this year it's got a bit of a facelift and it's a lot bigger.
Yes, I think Rodney was telling me it's been going on since about 2013 or 2012, I believe.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. David Morris has won a lot of them, and he's been the dominant force in them over the years. And he seems to be playing very well this weekend as well. He's topped his group.
Yeah, now did past iterations of this tournament, was it as global? Obviously, myself and Christian, we've come from overseas, but there are some American players. There's some players from mainland Europe. Has it been that way in the past, or predominantly Irish?
It's predominantly Irish. We've had guys from the north. Aaron Hill, who's a current professional, he's played in it. But it's mostly been just locals, or you have guys from around that play in the SBI events as well. So we're all very familiar with each other. This year it's great that we get to play new players. Even I never got to play my opponent earlier on, so it was nice to play someone different. Noel's going to try and claw back Frank's lead here, but the ball's don't sit too nicely.
Great shot with the rest. Just into the heart of the pocket there. But as you alluded to, Mark, these Reds are in not the greatest position for a run out.
Yeah, Noel's main objective now is just to get back into the frame. Because it's a big frame, there's a big difference between going 3-0 down or 2-1 down.
Yeah, as we always say, you're never in the match until you win that first frame.
Frank got away with that a bit, even though Noel does have a cut in the middle. Or he may play it to the top pocket as well.
Gotta watch out where this ends up. Mike's not going to come to his rescue.
That just shows you how quick the clots have been.
That's true. I guess any normal day at the New Institute Snooker Club here in Nenagh, that probably would have pulled up and have been nice on the pink.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've never had these clots in the club yet, or so far. So they've been fantastic. Never seen the tables move so quick.
What are the cloths that you usually use?
We normally get the Hainsworth match or the Superfine, Strachan Superfine.
So nice safety shot there by Noel. Tap on the table.
He's left a teaser here for Frank.
Give it a good effort.
It's turning into being a big frame now, whoever gets it.
And just 22 points in it. Frank with the lead. 43 on. Going to help his cause a little bit, putting that black safe. Only green is on its spot.
Nice lay down for the pink. I think he's just going to roll in the pink now. The standard has been top class today, Dave, hasn't it? There's been lots of centuries.
It has been, yes.
I think I was counting. I think has there been 5 centuries today?
Oh, all you guys over here are truly spoiling me as there is, it's just great action, Most players just seem like they know the shots. They don't really just look at a shot for a long period of time, trying to will it to happen. The game is called Snooker, so it's called that for a reason.
Yeah.
But there are some, maybe that's just a Canadian thing. As we know, Cliff Thorburn was nicknamed the Grinder.
The Grinder,
and,
yeah.
There certainly are some players that I guess have looked up to him and do enjoy to grind up. This could be a twist here.
Noel's gradually crawling back Frank's lead here.
Frank just holding in position just in case Noel wants to put him back. There is foul in the misruling, but there are unfortunately no referees at the table. There is our roaming referee, Desislava, Boszhilova. But obviously, if they called her over after the shot, she probably have no frame of reference of where any of the balls went. So,
Yeah, it's great to have Desislava here for this competition. Such a high-profile referee.
and that's what I don't see a lot in Canada. Is when a player misses, they'll usually miss again. Players here, it seems like when they're in that snooker situation, they'll miss once, but more often than not, I've seen in this tournament, the second attempt, they've been able to successful and hit their object ball.
Yeah, most of the time, from personal reference anyway, you kind of try and figure out the angle in the first go, and you adjust then to see how far up the cushion you need.
I'm not trying to slag my fellow countrymen and women or our friends down to the south in America. It's a British-centric sport. You guys are neighbors to Britain. You seem to always have a player in the mix on the pro scene. We finally have a Canadian back on the circuit, Sahil Nair, and America had Ahmad Ali a couple years ago. So hopefully that the different media outlets in those two countries can pick up on those stories. And I think definitely with the advantages of WST Play, people are able to watch live snooker or on demand. The tough part is you have to subscribe, you have to want to watch it, so it might be up to parents that enjoy the game. That's how youngsters are going to get introduced, because you can't just be flipping around on terrestrial TV and just stumble across it like I did when I was young.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic to get like a revolution kind of in America or Canada for snooker, because you see there China, they have it in the schools, and that was a good shot from Frank, but they have it in the schools and everything, and you just see now they finally have their first world champion this year, Xiao Xingtang. So
You saw that in the early 80s in Canada. Cliff Thorburn winning the 1980 World Championship. Boom. Exploded.
well, he's missed it, but it's going to be tough to get back on that green if Noel was to pot the yellow here. He's got back there, but don't think the green passes the brown, so it's going to be a safety.
Yeah, every hope in the world there. Definitely given a lot of cue power. Ran around the world. Came back.
Only 10 the difference now. Just close to the corner pocket.
Very nice. Got a little help from the nap there, I think. As the nap runs from bottom to top of the table. Just will help that object ball curl a little bit. So, having a look at the scoreboard. By 13, but there's 22 on the table.
good pot needed here for Noel.
Saving grace for Frank is Noel is going to need them all, but that black is tight to the left cushion. This long pot there. Oh, is this going to take with the nap again?
Oh, he's been unlucky there.
He's just stood there in complete disbelief. Blue is his frame ball.
And it's in. So Frank is Noel conceded there as well. So Frank's 3-0 up now.
Yeah, just needs one more to clinch the victory, but we've seen this before in our previous match. Older player has jumped 3-0 ahead against the youngster. So we'll step aside and come back with frame 4 to see what happens.
So we're back again for the fourth frame. Frank 3-0 up. We've David Lynch here smiling. He's enjoying what he's watching from Frank, I think, is he? Great shot from Frank there. It was nicely cued, and he has a choice here, but I think he's going to take the green into the middle pocket, come down for one of the reds. It's a nice shot there. I think he has a red here. He can get nicely on the black.
conclusion of this match, we will have an interview with the winner. And also, programming note for tomorrow, we will be starting at 10 a.m. Irish time. That's 10 a.m. But we're going to be starting off with the second chance event. So those are best of 5 matches. So it's a second chance tournament. We'll get our Super Saturday going.
It'll be interesting to see the draw when it comes out after these games for both events, because there's some great players that are in the second chance event as well. So either will not be easy to win. That red has just gone over the green bag, but I think he's on it.
Yeah, just a little tough to tell from our vantage point, but Frank down at the table, he'll have the best angle.
Yeah, it's a good pot, and he's a nice angle on the brown to come down for the reds here. He's starting to play a lot more freer now, you see, compared to the other frames.
Yeah, he's playing a little bit with house money, leading this match 3 frames to 0, just needing one more to get the match. Obviously, he'll tighten up a little bit if he's to lose this frame. Then he'll start sweating if he loses the next one. Then sheer panic and that hair will fall out if he loses the 3rd in a row as we go to a decider. But
was Joe Delaney's hair falling out in the last game?
No, it was kept in quite place. I think these Irish winds wouldn't even move his hair with all that Brill cream in there.
You're going to be talking about that game for a long time, Dave.
Oh, it was excellent. Funny that Joe's been around quite a while, and actually he threw me for a loop as he just ran out of the room at our post-match interview after I was doing my wrap-up, and I'm like, where's he going? He better not be going home. He's got a microphone that I need to get back from him.
He was a grab and run.
He was, so I did see him a little bit after that and told him about that, and we both shared a good chuckle.
Has he gone too far? His reaction says so.
Yeah, it's that red that he was hoping for. If he was on it, take that and opens up another red into the opposite corner.
He's got a good cue ball here.
True, yeah. I think even the thin snick on the left side of like one of those reds, the little 3, it's taken away because that blue is there.
On our other live stream table, Rodney Goggins has defeated Andy McCloskey.
Yeah, 4-0, a whitewash. That's quite surprising. Surprised Andy didn't put up a fight, but you know, when you're directing or co-directing a tournament, sometimes that can creep in your head. Just your thoughts stir a little bit about, is everybody doing okay? What's going on other tables? Are those match cards going to get in?
Yeah, fair play to Andy and Brendan and the New Institute Committee for organising this event.
Yeah, sometimes it starts with one person with an idea, but you need a good committee, good team to pull it all together.
Going back to that game with Andy and Rodney played very well though. I watched the first 2 frames and he had a 114 or 115 break in the first one, and then he had a 70 plus break in the second one, so he was definitely in the zone.
And I think when he got on the bus or woke up this morning at 6:30, he thought he was just going to be coming in and providing some color commentary, but player in that group unfortunately didn't make it, had to withdraw very late in the game. I think I heard about 30 minutes, but hopefully everything's all right, because sometimes life can get in the way.
I'm sure Rodney grabbed that opportunity to be in the tournament with both arms very quickly. It's great to see him playing in it as well. It's great to get top players playing in this tournament. You want as many players as possible.
And kudos to Dan Wormsley, actually, because when that stray player didn't make it, they did approach Dan and said, "Oh, you're right, if Rodney fills in." And Dan was like, "I just want to play. Sounds good." So, great sportsmanship there all around.
Definitely, yeah. Dan and Rodney had a great game earlier too. It went, I think it was 4-3.
And that was another exciting one today. So just 30 points in it, but lots of reds on the table, and they're spread out. And looks like black goes to both corner pockets.
That was a big mistake from Noel, and Frank has a good chance here now to win the game. Just one of two tables still going late into the hours of Friday night, Dave.
That's true.
We've Aaron Goldrick is 2-1 up on Tommy O'Donoghue. But Tommy is leading the fourth frame, 34 points, 21.
Yeah, Frank's already does have a red in the bulk area.
To get out the rest for this one, so it makes it a small bit trickier. The positional side, you'd still expect him to pot it.
Does have a little sitter red over there by the top left corner. Just not seeing that now. Phenomenal shot with the rest. Great control. Just drew it back ever slightly so he can keep position on the black.
This black and two more reds should do it for Frank. And it looks like he's out of position by, from his body language.
Yeah. You could hear that sigh in Dublin.
Still has a healthy lead though. Few points to come. One red safe.
Charlie Cronin is asking you, Mark, how you doing with your group?
So I won my first game yesterday 4-1, and so because my opponent Ivor, he lost to Dennis, who I played in my second game. I was automatically through then yesterday, so I came back today to play Dennis to see who topped the group, and he beat me 4-2. It was a good game. He had a 1-3-1 to go 1-all, and I had a 67 to go 3-2 down, but and I had a chance in the last frame, but I just went out of position on the red and played a few safeties, and then he made a great long ball, a long red, pot a long red, and made a frame winning break. So there was no complaints really. I had my chances, and he's a top player. So
Yeah, very strong Ukrainian player. Snooker is global, but it's a small world because I mentioned a few Ukrainian friends that I know back in Vancouver, and Denny knew who they were.
yeah,
It's a big black there, or red, I should say. This is helping Frank get closer to the line.
yeah, and Noah leads a snooker now, I think.
Yeah, if this red goes down, he's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, and black hanging over the hole as well.
Frank just coming to look at the scoreboard there. Could be handshakes pretty soon.
Yeah, and that's sealed the deal now. Noel with the
Yeah,
handshake.
there's the handshakes there. So Frank Sarsfield takes a whitewash victory over Noel Gleason. Well, I guess, Mark, you might have to be a good brother over there and console him on that crushing defeat. But thanks again for coming into
No
the
worries,
booth
Dave. Thanks
and
very
giving
much.
all your insight. And we're going to step aside for a few moments, and then we're going to be right back with our post-match interview with the victor of this match, Frank Sarsfield. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back. Hello everybody, welcome back to our set here at the 2025 Nenagh Open Snooker Championship. Fresh off a whitewash victory, we got Frank Sarsfield. How you feeling, Frank?
I'm absolutely feeling great because up against two of the new guns of the circuit. I mean, Noel is a fantastic player, one of the best in Nenagh, and if not the country, young lads, you know. So for me, an old timer, to beat these young lads is a bit of a fillip in my cap, you know. So, you know, it's great.
Well, we've seen it a lot today. You know, you have had some old guys playing the young guys, and it seems like the old guys are coming through.
Yeah, it's like this morning. I mean, I played Daniel Merrigan, won the first frame. He had 138 in the next frame, and I won 4-3. Right, so it's, you know, it's just a crazy game. It's a crazy game.
Sure, it wasn't any clear runaway in any real frame. They seemed like they were back.
They were a bit scrappy. Missed a few. I struggled with the pace of the table. The cloths are very, very, very quick, and you know, so that was one of the factors really where I didn't get really going. But I had a good kind of frame winning break in the last frame, basically getting a 40 ahead, and then I put Nolan under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, it seemed like he maybe was struggling.
He was
a
struggling.
little bit.
He was.
Did you feed off that struggling?
Yeah, I did. As I said, I kept it tight. I didn't go for much, and when I did take on something, I got it really. You know, say from distance or along a rail or something like that. You know, so I played my shots basically.
Yeah. Well, hey, a win is a win is a win, right?
That's it. Exactly. And I motor on in the tournament, and let's hope I can play a bit better tomorrow, right?
Sounds great.
I'll need to.
Is this your home club?
No, I'm from Limerick, just in the road. We're great neighbours actually.
Okay.
Nenagh and Limerick, St. John's were great neighbours. There's the boys there. You know, so.
Well, that drink is going to taste mighty nice tonight.
It is. I'm going to have a nice pint of Guinness now when I get back to the local pub, and I'll cheers it up.
You got to go back to Limerick tonight?
Yeah, I left the car outside, so. Yeah.
All right, well, I'll let you get to it. Congratulations on your
Thank
victory.
you very much. I'm delighted. As I said, tough group, two young guns. I'm happy.
Happy days. Sounds good.
Cheers. Thanks a million.
All right, so that's going to conclude our day 2 of the 2025 Nenagh Open Championship here at the new what is it? It's
New Institute.
New Institute. I'm getting tongue-tied. I've been talking a lot today. So the New Institute Snooker Club here in Nenagh, Ireland. Fitting to come back maybe at about 10 a.m. We'll maybe put something up on the post just to see where we're at. There's been some communication that we might not go right at 10 a.m. Irish time, but definitely pay attention. And we'll be back at some point for sure, because there's a lot of great snooker action on day 3. We've got the second chance tournament and the main event coming to you, and that's just getting started tomorrow. So thanks for all your viewership today. It's David Burney saying good night, everybody.